Cool. All right, looks like it's recording. So all you, Natalie. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Well, everyone, welcome to the call. I'm excited that Sammy is doing the call, and she's looking so cute right now. Sammy has been a coach since, I think it was the end of August, right?
Yep.
I'll have her tell you her story a little bit, but she's been killing it. I'm sure you guys have been seeing in the Sweat Your Heart Out page that she's been at like the top of the leaderboard, and she's just doing big things, staying consistent, and not making excuses because she's super busy too. So I'm excited for you guys to kind of hear her story and how she got started and what she's been doing that's been working for her. So Sammy, if you want to introduce yourself and tell everyone about you, and then it's all yours.
Okay, cool. So hi, I'm Sammy. Like Natalie said, I started in the end of August. But before I started with Beachbody, I kind of started my own fitness journey like by myself using the Kayla Itson like BBG program. So it was still like the at-home workouts, but I was doing it on my own. I wasn't really focusing on my eating habits. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about my dog. Finley. She's probably going to do that a lot. I'm sorry. So I started doing the BBG workouts on my own. And Natalie kept kind of checking in with me throughout like the whole BBG process that I started in March. So from March to August, Natalie was kind of there the whole like way. She was always like, how's it going? Like, how far are you? And I kept just like chatting with her about it. And then finally she presented like the coaching opportunity to me about Beachbody. And that's kind of what made me decide to switch. So as soon as she's like, oh, like you can still do this, but like make money while you're doing it. And I was like, okay, mind blown. Like, tell me how to do this. So that's kind of like what made me switch over and like say yes to coaching. And then, so I started coaching and it was like the end of August and we made my start date for September 4th, which was kind of crazy because I'm a preschool teacher. So that's when school starts. So I was like, all right, I'm going to start school and I'm going to start this new coaching thing that I have no idea what I'm doing. And I just kind of like dove in head first. I was like, all right, let's see like what this can do, what I can do with this. In September, so that was like my first month. I didn't really do that well. I got 4 Success Club points. I signed up 2 people. So that was like exciting, I guess, for me to just be able to like have 2 people sign up right away. What else do I have on here? And then like my why like I'm stuck with coaching is, one, I want to be like the best possible version of myself, and coaching helps me do that because I'm working on my fitness, I'm eating, I'm keeping my body healthy and getting to that best version of myself. 2, I want to be able to one day when I have kids stay home with them and still make an income, and I can see it working through Beachbody like allowing me to be able to do that eventually like in the long haul. And then also being able to help others reach their fitness goals. The teacher in me, I love to help people. I love to work with people. I just love people in general. I feel like I could talk to anybody. So that's like a big plus for the business. And then I want to talk about like when I got started, how nervous I was about it. I was really concerned about what people were going to think, especially my fiance. I kind of really thought he was going to think I was crazy. Like, what am I doing? And I kind of like mentioned it to him a few times, like, oh, this girl, Natalie, like, you know, Norm's girlfriend, because he plays hockey with Natalie's boyfriend. And like kept just mentioning it to him. And he's like, you're not going to like start coaching, are you? And I was like, I kind of think I am. And then finally, like I did it and I told him, and he was really supportive of me for doing it. And I actually have him signed up as one of my coaches. And so that just shows you how supportive he was. And then I was like really concerned about what my family was going to think. Like, my mom is a doctor, so she's like all about health and like whatever, she's a doctor. So I was really nervous about what she was going to think, and like that she was going to judge me and like not think that it was healthy, or like what was she going to say about the shakes and whatnot. And then I showed her the shakes and what was in them, and now she's one of my challengers. So I really had nothing to be nervous about, and I wish I would have known that at the beginning, because I think I would have started sooner if I would have known like everybody's going to support me. Like, why wouldn't they? And then I also got nervous about like asking my friends. So once I started coaching, like what were my friends going to say? Like if I asked them about it, were they going to say no? Like would they think it was weird that I was doing this, that I'm posting all this stuff all the time, all of a sudden? Like what were they going to think? And I got almost all of my friends to sign up, which is kind of why I've been so successful, is because I got over that fear and just asked them and they said yes. So, and some of them it took a couple times. I had to keep asking and asking. And I just recently figured out the power of the follow-up and how important it is to follow up, because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I missed it. Like, thanks for reaching back out. And like the girl that I got to sign up a few days ago, like I followed up with her after she didn't say anything back to me and I got her to sign up. So that was really cool. And like kind of awesome to figure out like, okay, like I need to start following up with people like daily.
Sorry, that's all right.
Yeah, of course.
You sure?
What else? Oh, I was really nervous about posting at first. Especially my like open shop post, because I did a transformation picture for my open shop post and I was like, what am I doing? I like hid my head under the pillow, like ran away from my phone, was so freaked out. And then I got all this love on it and was like, okay, like people are going to support me. Like I can do this. And the more that I get comfortable with it and the more posts that I do and that I see like people's responses, I'm kind of learning like what people like, what people don't like or don't like as much. So I'm learning that like that gives me more interactions. The more I post, the more people I have to like reach out to. And then I want to kind of talk about my daily schedule. So for those of you that work full-time, I work 40 hours a week at a preschool. And I really don't have time at work that I can be doing Beachbody. So I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning right now to get up, and I brush my teeth, put my clothes on, I drink my Energize, I do my workout, and then I get ready for work. I eat breakfast or drink my shake. I try to post on Instagram in the morning as much as I can, because that's really like the only time I have to do, because I can't be like taking pictures of the children and like putting them on my Instagram story. And I'm not really supposed to have my phone out at work anyways. On my drive to work, I listen to a podcast. I have about a 30-minute drive. So I listened to the entire Melanie Mitro podcast already. And now I'm catching hers on Tuesday, the National Wake Up Calls on Monday on my way home. I catch that. So I listened to that on my way home today. So that's kind of what my morning looks like. And then I get to work and from 8 a.m. until 1:30, I just like can't really have my phone. Sometimes I do, and then I only have a 30-minute lunch break. So a lot of people have an hour lunch break that they can work on, and I have 30 minutes. So I try to like squeeze in like answering messages, checking in with the Facebook group, checking in with my challengers, following new people on Instagram, like anything that I can squeeze in on my lunch break is like I try to squeeze in as much as I can in that 30 minutes, which is not a lot of time. And then I go back to work from 2 until about 5:15. And then I drive home and I'll listen to a podcast on my way home. I get home, take my dog for a walk, and then I like sit down at my computer and try to like follow new accounts on Instagram. I try to post on my newsfeed now that I'm done with work so I can kind of like catch back up. And then from 7:30 to 8:30, I kind of have my quiet time, my dinner, hang out with my fiance. And then from 8:30 to 10 is kind of where I really like get into the business and like check up on everything, see what I need to do, what I have left to do on my checklist for the day, and get all the rest of that stuff done. And then I go to sleep. Most of the time I'm in bed by like 9:30 though. I go to bed really early because I need my sleep. But yeah, so I don't have a lot of time really to do this. And for people that don't have time either, it's, you know, I just do it here and there where I can. And Saturdays and Sundays are really like my big days that I get a lot of stuff done and try to do everything that I can, catch up, plan for the week. So that way I can, in those little pockets of time that I have, I can get stuff done. Yeah, that's all I really have right now.
Hey, Sammy, Carolyn asked a question. What would you contribute your high success club numbers to, what's the number one activity that you feel is the most important to build your business?
I feel like, I don't know, like just inviting people. I mean, I have a list somewhere, I don't know where it is, but I've invited over like 200 people in just like 2 months. So just inviting people is really what I think is the most important. I love doing the polls on my Instagram stories because that's just an easy way to reach out to people. That's my favorite way. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm always doing polls. I get the most feedback. Even if I just get one person from it, I feel like it's beneficial.
Yeah, and something else that you mentioned too, when I wake up in the morning, I'm up early too, but I always see like how consistent you are on there with sharing your journey. So I think that is something too, because even me at first, I wasn't sharing like my workouts on my story. I know like Carolyn, you're really good at that, and actually a lot of you girls are, but I wasn't doing that at first. And Sammy, I know that you're really doing that. So I think that people are seeing you do it every day, which is actually like making them believe that, oh, she's actually doing this. Maybe I can do this type of thing. So I think your consistency through 80-Day Obsession is amazing. And you're about to finish it this week. So everyone's been seeing you for almost 80 days, sticking to your journey and, sharing recipes and stuff. So I think your consistency has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I try to really in the morning, like post my Energize and then post like a video, what is it called? Thriller, a video of my workout, because like I know like those two things I can get done in the morning and post and have them there for the day. And then I try to take pictures of my lunch. Sometimes they're not the prettiest though, so I don't post them, but if I can post a picture of my lunch just so I have that middle of the day post. And then at night, normally it's my dog.
And then for those of you who weren't on the call when she first started, so she was doing that. What's her name?
Kayla Ixon with the Beachbody bag.
So she was doing that program, and I had invited her to a challenge group once, and she told me she was just starting this 12-week program, and like I put it in my calendar to like follow up with her like every couple of weeks just to see like how that program was going. And I wasn't trying to like take her away from her program because I wanted her to like finish it, but she was never interested in the actual challenge group part of it. And then I like finally was just like, you know what, she just did a workout program, she's probably like loving her results and wants to share this, so maybe she'll want to coach. So I just like brought up the business opportunity, and all of a sudden she said yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I would have just done this 12 weeks ago, maybe she would have done this. But the point is, like, I think we forget that the business opportunity might be for some people and like the challenge group might not be. So I think, people find value in different things. So maybe, she wouldn't have found value in a challenge group right away because she had something that was working for her. But as far as like being a teacher and not making a ton of money and working in the summer, like she had other goals that were, making some income, helping more people get started, and, maybe eventually not needing to, work a summer job for teaching. So just remember that when you guys are inviting people, maybe even lead with the business first and default to the challenge group. And that's like advice for myself too, because I feel like there are a lot of people who would be really good at this business. But if they don't get the opportunity to learn about it, they aren't going to know that it's there. So I think that's just a tip in general. And Sammy's also going to be diamond probably in the next month or so because she's signing up coaches like crazy. So Sammy, do you want to tell everyone like how you offer everyone like the discount coaching, or how you signed up like 8 coaches in a month and a half?
Well, so like I said, I love people. Like I just know a lot of people because in college, a lot of people that I signed up are from college, and not all of them are friends. A lot of them are like acquaintances that I've met through people or whatever, but it was following on social media and just reached out to them and they want to do it. And then I noticed like, oh, like they're going to get a challenge or like they're going to order Shakeology again. Or like they're about to order Shakeology again. I go back and look when their like next order is. I'm like, hey, if you're planning on ordering again, like you can get this for cheaper and sign up to be like a discount coach. So that's kind of how I got a lot of people to switch over. I didn't really do it right away at the beginning. this past this last coach that I signed her up as a coach right away. But almost everybody else I signed up after they were already in the challenge group, they were doing the Shakeology. I asked them if they liked it, if they were planning on ordering again, and got them switched over to a discount coach because they can still sign up for the coach opportunity and get that $40 back.
Yeah, I think that's key, is like finding who your like Shakeology regulars are. Because I like, even when I first hit Diamond, it wasn't a super solid Diamond to start, but I had so many people that were drinking the shakes every month. So giving them a discount is doing them a favor too. And also, like, even if it's a discount coach, it's still just as valuable because it's helping you kind of hold that rank too. So maybe like look through your online office and like look and see whose shakes are going to be going through for an order for like December or January, and then offer that opportunity, because you also get like a $20 fast start bonus when you enroll a new coach. So that's cool too for extra income for giving people discounts. So
yeah. And I kind of want to like think about like my why. I know everybody's like, oh, your why is important. Your why is important. And it kind of really is for me. Like that's what's like keeps me going and keeps me reaching out to people, even though like I'm still nervous to reach out to people. And even people that I know, like I'm like, how do I reach out to them and not sound weird or like sound like salesy or whatever, like, because they used to be a friend and now they're not. So am I just reaching out to them to sell something, or am I reaching out because I really care? So like my why really keeps me going. And right now my why is to take the summer off. Like I want to be able to take the summer off, and that is what's driving me to keep going, because I'm getting married this summer and I want to be able to have that freedom to plan my wedding and not be stressed out about working summer school and doing all these things on top of my wedding planning. So that's my why, and I think it's really important, and I do think that is what helps drive me to keep going and doing things that make me nervous and stepping outside of my comfort zone. Especially being on this call talking to all of you is really scary for me. So just keep going.
I think someone asked a question.
I'm really bad at reading these. So what do I tell people who say they can't commit to something yet because of the holidays or they're trying to save money? I ask them, when is a better time that I can reach back out to you and bring this up again? Or like even today I had someone who's like, oh, like right now is not a good time because I've got the holidays and this and that and bills. And I'm like, okay, well, like when would be a better time to reach out? When could I connect with you again and see if you're interested again in this? And then they'll give me like a date. Like today she said January 7th was the date she gave me. So I will write that down, and January 7th I will be messaging her and asking her if it is a better time to connect.
Hold on, I'm trying to, wait, where's my video? There I am. Okay. Something I wanted to share to help answer that question too. That's great, like asking them what's a better time. But something that I heard that is kind of interesting, I think it was Jessica Bowser Nelson. She did a call on like the Champions page about like pertaining to the holidays and these excuses that people are making about the holidays, because that's really all they are. So she said that if people are saying things about money, to be like, okay, well, if money is really the only thing that's holding you back, because sometimes it's not the only thing that's holding them back. They just say they can't afford it because they're afraid to start or something else. To say something like, well, I'm really good at finding ways to help you like find some money. There's a lot of things you can do around this time of year. You can sell things, or you can ask for money for Christmas. You know, you can do things like that so that you do have the money, save it up after Christmas, and you can get started. So that's another option, like just holiday specific, that I think was kind of neat. Just like showing them like, if it's really just the money, then okay, let's change that. Let's get you the money so you can do this.
Yeah, I actually had someone who signed up with me last month who like asked their boyfriend to buy it for them for their Christmas present. So like even last month, I guess that kind of works too. Like her boyfriend bought it for her as her Christmas gift.
Yeah, that's something that I do too. If anyone says that, you know, they don't have the money for it, I always like to kind of like give suggestions and ways to like, that I'm trying to teach them how to save money, but I always kind of tell my story about like, yeah, I mean, like the reality is, like, if anyone goes out on the weekends or goes out to eat, or, you know, even cutting back on a couple of those things, like twice a month is a challenge pack. Like going out to dinner with me and Norm, it's over $100 every time we go. And a lot of people, you know, go out to eat instead of cooking their own food. So just, you know, offering solutions like that, or like going out 2 less times a weekend, maybe not getting 2 drinks the next time you go out, like tactfully, like letting people know, like, hey, like this is the way I was able to kind of save up for it. Or even like for me, like canceling a gym membership because now you don't need it anymore. And, you know, a lot of people spend 40, 50, $60 a month on gym memberships that they don't really use, which was me completely. I mean, I was paying $50 a month for 2 years and I was not going that often. So that's a big one too. So just helping like with finding solutions is something that I always try to help with too, without being like pushy or rude.
I also, I've done before is I'll break it down. Like I'll take the challenge pack and divide it by like 30 days and be like, this is what it costs a day. And that's like sometimes like, I'm like, oh, like for me to like make myself feel better about spending the money on it, I like to do this. And then I like do like, oh, like 160 divided by 30 equals this. And I'm like, it only costs this much a day. Like just the gym membership alone is worth it. Plus you get all this extra add-on stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like, as much as like the season's like weird, it's like a weird season with, you know, the holidays and stuff, but it is really a numbers game. Like Sammy said, she's invited over 200 people since she started like 2 months ago. And that's why she's signing up so many people. So I guess making sure like paying attention to that follow-up is huge. Even maybe going back and like visiting with people that maybe you talked to last year or 2 months ago or 3 months ago, or people that maybe slipped through the cracks. I think I've said this on a call before, but you know, sometimes you can see that people read your messages and then it kind of like feels like icky or weird to like message them again if they've already read it. But something that I always like tell myself is, if they're gonna like ignore my message and pretend that they didn't read it, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't send it and just like send it again. So they obviously know like they ignored you. So if you send it again, they're either gonna be like, oh, sorry, like I missed the last message, or they're gonna act as if they never saw the other one. So I actually, one of the girls I signed up this month, I think I invited her like 4 or 5 times because I saw her watching my stories, and she ignored all of them. And then as soon as I started, like, I saw how Sammy was like sharing a lot of her like workouts on her story and like videos in the morning. I started doing that, and like 4 days in, she's like, okay, I think I want to do your program. So like people are still seeing what you're doing and watching you, even if they're ignoring you. So I don't think ignoring is like a reason to not follow up with someone. So just a tip for any of the newer coaches, if you feel weird about it, don't, because most of the time, like people will thank you and say like, oh, I'm ready now. Like, I didn't mean to ignore you. Like I was busy when you sent the message, or some type of excuse. But the follow-ups are like key for people that, for when they are ready. Does anyone have any other questions for Sammy? No?
I was just going to add something really quick about the price objection. One thing I do is, or just, you know, when you're talking to them right away before you ever tell them the price, I ask people, how many times do you eat out in a given week? I have it in my type 2 to 4, 4 to 6, or more than 6. So I have that little tidbit of info, and then if they do give me the price objection later on, and then they're a person who told me they eat out even 3 times a week, I just turn around and I'm like, okay, well, I know you said you eat out 6 times a week, so if that's average of at least $60, $70, $80 a week, I just crunch those numbers for them. So that's kind of helpful. It kind of gives you some like leverage to combat that if they do give you the price objection.
Does anyone have anything else? Nothing else. Sammy, do you have anything else? Maybe how your life has changed since you started coaching, as far as like Not just like your physical transformation, but like mental and physical and emotional and everything.
Okay. So my life is kind of like, it's crazy how much it really has changed in just, like 2.5, 3 months. I'm normally like pretty happy, like upbeat person, but I do feel even happier now just because one, I'm feeling like so much more confident about myself. I never thought that I would feel this confident in like my body as I do now, which is really crazy to say because I remember 2 years ago thinking like it's impossible. Like there's no way that I can do this. I can't ever look like that. Like I would say those things. And now I'm like, who was that person that said that stuff? Because this is totally doable and everybody can do it. And so that's one way that my life's changed. I feel a lot more confident in my own skin. Also, like, I don't feel like as financially stressed out, which is really nice. And again, like, I can't believe I'm saying that because it's only like 2.5 months in, but I feel like all like the pressure because I was trying to like make ends meet before, like just barely. And now I have I have this extra cash that I can like use to spend. I just bought an Apple Watch that I made in 1 month, like to be able to buy that. Like it's just insane to me that I was missing out on this. So in that way, my life has really changed a lot, and I hope to keep growing and being able to continue on with this because I have big dreams.
That's so exciting. And I saw your Apple Watch on your story and it's beautiful. And it syncs to your workouts, doesn't it? Can you sync like your
Oh my
80
gosh, it syncs exactly to like the Beachbody workouts. It's amazing.
That's so cool.
I gotta figure out how to do that. Mine doesn't work. I've had it since April and I can't figure it out.
I had to delete the Beachbody off of that watch and then re-download it because it wasn't like syncing my heart rate.
Oh, I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remind me a lot of myself when I started too, because I was kind of in the same situation, minus the whole planning a wedding thing. That kind of came later in my life. But like the whole teaching and realizing that you want to do something else other than just go to work every day and be surrounded by children and stressed out and come home and have to do it again every day. And like the success that you've had being so tied to your why, like it really does make a difference. The reason why you're succeeding is because like you have a reason to, and you have goals for yourself. And I think that that is so important. I know that one of the first things that we ask you guys to do when you sign up to be a coach is, all right, why are you here? What is your why? And I think a lot of times it just gets brushed over like, oh, I want to help people, or oh, I want to make some money. But you have a really, really strong why. And that's why you have a lot of success in your business right now, because your why is driving you every day to wake up and do the work and help people and change lives so that you can change your own. So those of you who may be struggling with seeing the kind of success that you want to see in your business, I think that you may want to just kind of sit down and reevaluate your why. And if it's something that isn't really, really deep and something that you can really, attach yourself to, then you have to dig a little deeper and just keep asking yourself why until you can't anymore. And I think that in doing that, it'll really give you the motivation and the drive to wake up every day and do the things you need to get to your goals. Because we're in a really interesting time of year right now. It's the end of one year and the beginning of a new one. So if you've got big goals, this is either your chance to crush them this year and then set even bigger goals to crush in the following year. So knowing your why is going to be super important as we go into this next year. So if you feel like you're not connected to it or you don't know what it is, then you're going to have to sit down and reevaluate it and figure out what it is. Because if you've already accomplished your why, then you have to make a new one. And that's something that I learned when I was a teacher and I quit my job and then I had no why anymore because I quit my job. I had to make a new one when that happened, or else I would have no reason to wake up and work my business anymore. So just understanding your why can change and just making sure that at all times you're super connected to it. And obviously Sammy's success is a true testament to that exact thing. So that's all. I just wanted to say that because it's so important. Awkward silence.
in the chat.
I think that's it, I guess. But thank you so much for sharing your story and sharing the things that made you nervous and the things that you were, excited about and what you've learned so far and what keeps you going. So I think it's so important to see someone so brand new and excited crushing your goals. Oh, you have Jamie's question. Jamie has a question. Which one? Who said that?
She asked, what have you said to people who say they aren't interested in a group, but their nutrition could be better?
Oh. Does anyone have any answer for that?
I mean, I always share To Be Mindset. That's like my favorite of all of our programs. So that's what I would share. I know the Ultimate Fix program that's going to be out in, I think, February is going to be a standalone nutrition program. But for now, I would absolutely just talk to them about To Be Mindset. I know we have some specific files and scripts just to help you talk about that, but that's my favorite thing we offer. And I tell people that when I started, I did nothing, and you're welcome to share my example, but I didn't do our workouts for the first 6 weeks because I was healing from surgery, from getting my boobs done, and I couldn't work out. So all I did was the meal plans and drink Shakeology. So my first before and after was only from the nutrition, and I saw insane results even though I was literally sitting on my ass and couldn't even go on a walk hardly. So I just share that. I don't share all the details, but I say I only did nutrition, and that's where 90% of your results come from, hands down.
Yeah, and to add on that too, something you can always offer is Clean Week. Even if you're not running a Clean Week group, they get 7 days of Shakeology, and it comes with a little booklet that has a week of meal planning and recipes. So that's something that's cheap. It's $30, and they can try the workouts if they want to. And if you still plug them into your challenge group, they may like the community with it, and then they can either get Shakeology if they love it, or then sign up for a challenge pack if they find value in that. So that's always a way to actually make someone your customer and then have them try Shakeology too. And I actually, when I first started as a coach, I did really well with Clean Week. I basically defaulted to that at all times. If I felt like it was someone that really wanted to try it, but they maybe didn't actually have the money or they didn't trust me yet, and I would run them a Clean Week a couple times a month. And I most of the time would, from each Clean Week, end up selling 2 to 3 challenge packs the next month. So it's definitely super valuable. And it gives people the chance to try something with low commitment and low cost. So I mean, it's not really that good of a deal because you're paying $30 for 7 days of shakes, but for people that, can't break it down to the bigger picture, they don't $160 is more of sticker shock than $30. So it makes it easier for people to justify. Does anyone else have questions or anything? No questions? Well, Sammy, thank you so much for sharing. I'm so proud, and I can't wait to see what your business is going to look like in 2019 because you're already crushing it this year, and your why is so important. And I think that you just you're transforming into a completely different person. So I think that is a good thing too. So I'm excited, obviously, for you. You're going to crush it, and you're going to be diamond soon, and you are going to build your fiance to emerald, and then you'll be making more money, and you're not going to work this summer.
Yeah, get rid of that summer job. That's the first thing I ditched. I was tired of telling people where to sit.
Well, to be honest, I already told them that I wasn't working this summer. So
well, your why just got stronger. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
We will, our call next week, I'm still working on figuring out. It's between 2 speakers. Both of them are really awesome, equally awesome. So I'm going to try to sort that out and let you guys know before the end of the week. All right. All righty. See you next week. Go help people.
Hey guys.
Bye.